I want to talk to you a little bit about improving performance. One of the most difficult things to do is to make decisions and stick with them. We all know the statistics, making New Year's resolutions in December, most of them don't even last through January because making a change, improving performance is difficult to do. We are excited, we anticipate the change, and then we feel regression. So I want to give you a tip. I'm going to actually give you 3 tips in 3 consecutive videos. This is the first one, and it's called measuring action and not results. Many years ago, Pat Riley, the famous basketball coach, after winning 4 championships with the Los Angeles Lakers, great team, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and these people, he inflicted on himself, dramatic pain by moving from the Lakers to coach the New York Knicks, my favorite team, and not a really good team at the time. Pat Riley had the vision of creating the best defensive team in the NBA. And what he did is he started measuring things that are not usually measured in the statistics of basketball. Usually you measure, your free throws, your percentage from the three-point line, your assists, your rebounds. Pat Riley and his assistants started measuring actions and not results with their players. They started to measure how fast and how many of them ran back when the offensive team had a fast break. How many of them put their hands in the passing lanes trying to deflect balls from the opposition, how many would jump on the floor to grab a loose ball. And when we measure something, it improves. Whatever you put a spotlight on, it becomes better. It's just a human reality. Lou Holtz, the famous football coach, said, "What gets recognized gets repeated." It's a great quote. What gets recognized gets repeated. If you measure and you even recognize the actions that you do in your business, they will improve dramatically just by measuring them. So, commissions are important, transactions are very important, and of course listings are important, your inventory. But I would strongly suggest for you to measure yourself on your actions rather than your results. Well, you can do both, but put a spotlight on your actions. How many phone calls you make for sale by owners? How many follow-up phone calls you make after listing presentations? How many listing presentations you take every week? How many showings do you do with your buyers? How many follow-up conversations following the showings? Measure your everyday activities. How many times did you go door knocking or, work your farm, hand out flyers or postcards or whatever? Measure the small actions that make a great business and measure them on a weekly and even on a daily basis, and recognize yourself for what you're doing, or if you're a broker, recognize your agents for what they're doing. This will improve your business. This will get your performance to a higher level just by putting the spotlight on the actions rather than the results, and the results will come. If you do the actions and you improve the amount of times you do any action, it will improve and your results will become better in your business. So tip number 1 for improving performance: focus on actions, not on results. Whatever gets recognized gets repeated. So measure what you want to improve in the small actions.